Hey guys, so today I have a layout for you that I am calling the hodgepodge of scrapbooking kits. I had only this one sheet of pattern paper left out of the Studio Calico kit that I was using, and I decided to use it as a semi kind of photo mat for my pictures, and I'm using a piece of blue cardstock for the background, and I'm looking at punches right now because I want to punch down the side of that heart paper that I'm going to use for my photos, to layer my photos on top of. And I don't know, this layout takes a weird, unexpected turn for me, and that's just kind of the way it goes sometimes. So I punched out this flower. It was a EK Success punch, and I punched these flowers out. And I'm scrapbooking three 4x6 photos. And so I'm going to have to cut a little bit off of each of the photos so that they fit on this photo mat. So that's what I'm doing here. I have these three photos of my niece Grace, and that's like a little bouncy chair that you put like infants in so that they can entertain themselves and you don't have to hold them. And it came in very handy during football season. The kids loved to be in there and play, and we could watch the game. It was fantastic. Grace in this picture, and she didn't spend a whole lot of time in there when she was small enough to fit, but she quite enjoyed climbing underneath of it after she got older. So that is what I'm going to scrapbook about today. And I had these three photos, and like I said, I just cut them down so they would fit on that mat. There was a lot of rug and wall that I just cut off. Wasn't necessarily needed. And now I'm going to take these strips of pattern paper that I had left over and create a sort of, I don't even know, patchwork, if you will. I am not at all happy with the way this layout came out. It is way too busy. It's way too, like, the colors are all over the place. And I know I've said on recent videos that I really like to make sure that if I pull colors in one place, I pull them in somewhere else. And this layout doesn't go for that at all. I thought initially that this would work because if you look at the photos, they're very colorful. That jumpy chair thing has every color under the sun on it, and I thought that that would help balance out all the colors that I'm going to put down the side. Unfortunately, as it turns out, um, they're the wrong colors. So ran out of adhesive there. One of these days, I'm thinking that maybe I should just learn how to refill my ATG myself. But why? Because Stu always does it, so why do I need to learn? So most of these are just offcuts or the branding strip actually of the papers that came in that Studio Calico collection. And this is like many collections. It's not just 1 month worth of papers. So there it is. And at this point, it still looks kind of okay. I should have just left it. I'm going to put this multicolored stripe paper from Ellie Studio behind the punch out there just to give it some color going down the side. I'm going to put a couple photo corners on these photos. I had them, so I decided I would use them. Those tape strips from Basic Gray there, they came in the kit, not my favorite embellishment. It would be great if they were all just tape strips, but they put like squares and circles and, these photo corners on that strip, and I don't know. I had this pocket sitting on my desk, so I thought, I'll give that a shot. That card there that I'm actually not going to end up using, but that card is for my Cocoa Daisy stamps. I just recently subscribed to the Cocoa Daisy stamp kit. And now I'm going to put these pennants up here because why? I don't know. Because they were there. This is what happens like for me when I get a kit. The unfortunate thing is like there are a lot of embellishments that, well, not a lot, but there are some embellishments that you get in a kit that you wouldn't buy yourself, and then I feel obligated to use them. And so that's what happened here. There's no rhyme or reason why I put those transparent pennants there. It models, I mean, I think if I had left that alone, left that those strips of paper alone and just let them stand by themselves, I think it would have worked much better. Unfortunately, I didn't do that. So I'm going to put this U roll transparency over on the right hand side. Wow, geez, oh Pete, one of these days I'm going to learn my left from my right. On the left hand side, I should really put those signs, like I said, on my computer monitor so that I could put the left and right, so I won't mix that up anymore. It's just when I'm doing these videos too that I don't get that right. I don't even understand. Anyway, I'm playing around because the transparency was too big for that corner, so I'm playing around with the spacing that I want up there. So I cut it down a bit, and then I used my tiny attacher to staple it, and then I'm going to use this resin star. These peach resin stars came in the kit, and I used them on this layout. I used everything but the kitchen sink on this layout, to be honest with you. It's just the way it goes. These little tags here were from an LA Studio paper. That was the branding strip. And again, I'm going to put these stars on there because I have them. And I thought I would just put a G up there in that upper left-hand corner, but I decided to put her whole name there. So we'll do that in a second. Right now I'm thinking about my title, what I want my title to be, and where it's going to go. I know I want the title to be Climb In. And now it's just going to be a matter of figuring out where I want to put it. I'm going to use that tag that says adventure is out there only because it's kind of a play on what she's doing. She's climbing on this thing, and she and her, I think she was 3 at this time, in her 3-year-old world was going on an adventure. So I just kind of used that play on. And then there's a tag there that says I double dog dare you, and I use that too because this child has absolutely no fear whatsoever. So I'm just layering another embellishment cluster down here. I'm just going to use a little bit of that tag that has the 2 on it so that I don't use up the whole thing. I'm going to put dimensional adhesive on that adventure is out there tag because it's sitting on top of that envelope and it wouldn't lay right if I didn't do that. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then there was that little blank space up there, so I'm going to use the leftover part of that other tag just to put that just to cover up that space. And now there's an awkward gap on that right side there, and I'm just going to take another strip of paper and cut a little piece of it off, and I'm going to use it to fill in that gap right there. There we go. Because, what's more color? I actually think this layout would have been all right if I had used colors that weren't just offcuts from a kit. I think they would have been, if I had used the primary colors, the reds, the blues, the greens, the yellows, then it would have been perfectly fine to have all those colored strips down the side there. Unfortunately, what I had left over from the kit was not in those colors. The Studio Calico kits tend to be a little bit more muted in color, so yeah. Yeah. And my end fell apart, so I had to glue it back together. I'm going to do my journaling on this little journal card here and then tuck it in that pocket. I don't do a lot of hidden journaling, and this isn't any personal journaling. It's just because I wanted to use that pocket because it was sitting on my desk. I just put a couple of staples in the top of those tags just to bring those staples that I used in the upper left-hand corner down, just to kind of make some consistency on this layout. And then I typically only do embellishment clusters in 3, but because I already had 2, 4, 6, yeah, 6 stars, these resin stars, I'm just going to use them up. I'm looking through my word stickers here to see if there's any that I want to use. I don't believe that, oh, I do pick up a few of them. Out of the yellow, I'm going to put "You Are Awesome" up in the upper right hand corner as soon as I find the ones that I want. I just stuck all of these things in a notebook now, and I organized them by theme, so I'm hoping that that will help cut down on the time it takes me to flip through all of those things. That one says, "I'll never forget how perfect you are," down there, so I did use that one. Oops, I forgot about that. And then in the upper right hand corner, I'm going to put, okay, wow, I used three of them. That upper left hand corner one says "one of a kind," and then I'm going to put "You Are Awesome" in the upper right. And then I'm gonna take these Studio Calico wood veneers, and I knew I pulled a G out. You saw me, I pulled it out, but then I couldn't find it, so I just searched for another one. And the R's are tough to find in this little set. So I actually really like these wood veneer letters, and I actually ordered another set of them. So these came in the kit. So this is a case of something coming in the kit that you decide you really like, and then I went ahead and ordered another set of them. So I couldn't find another R, so I just cut I don't know what letter it was that I cut up, but I just cut another letter to make an R because I couldn't find one. I don't know if I used them all or I just couldn't find it, but I used some other letter, and I'm going to put Grace's name up here in the upper left-hand corner. And then I'm going to add another star to this layout because I only had, oh, it didn't make it to the video, but on that second pennant in the middle there, right above the words "climb in," I had one more of those peach colored stars left, so I just stuck the star on top of that red half circle that you can see there. And there's a final picture of the layout. Like I said, a lot going on, not my typical scrapbooking style, and I'm not sure if I like it or not, but the story is documented and the pictures are in the scrapbook. So some days that's all you can do. You know what I'm saying? So I hope you enjoyed. I will talk to you next time. I hope you're having a good day. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below and I'll do my best to get back to you. And I will talk to you guys next time. Take care.